Hey, 7K team, our IPA for today is let's accumulate wealth, secure our wealth, and build wealth and do it with 7K. How do we do that? Well, every new member, every old member, everyone that's not doing this, and we could go back to my beginning first 2, 3 years. I actually taught people to do this, and we had an easy way to do it. Now we have a much easier way to do things. Okay. And I don't think everyone has come to appreciate that it's much easier to do just because it seems like we have so much more technical stuff, but it's not. It's much easier. And I'm going to show that today. Uh, now, at our presentation out in the sticks of Louisiana, I call it sticks, it's a little more than an hour from where I live to travel to get there and get back. And if you blink your eye, you'll miss going through this place. But it's a little town, it's outside a little town called Slaughter, Louisiana. And we had several guests there last night, but we had one that was a 23-year-old and then another younger person. And then we had a couple of new members that hadn't been around for a while. But uh, again, we have that meeting about once a month that I go out and do that for the person I personally sponsored. My responsibility doesn't matter if they're on my bank side or my pay side. That person is my responsibility forever because I personally sponsored them. So it's my job to help them build their business as long as they're working and trying and doing. Okay. And that's same with you. Okay. So that's how you build team together. Everyone achieves more. And that's what we do in 7K. So how do we go about doing this? Well, first, a little facts, because see, you all know I start every presentation somewhere in the very beginning, and you should too. We're going to teach you things that you weren't taught about on purpose. We're going to teach you about gold and silver. So, what do you know about it? How much of it do you have? And virtually everyone doesn't know very much at all. And we do our, 1 ounce silver coin, silver dollar, silver eagle, and the paper dollar. We do that illustration with milk because the video does the illustration with the Mustang. And so it's anywhere in between, the same thing comes true. And how much do you have? And most people don't have any or to very little, certainly not enough. So uh, we're in the education business. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, neither are you, but we are going to talk about wealth accumulation and wealth solutions. There's nothing wrong with that. Uh, and so uh, you're taught, and so am I, and so was this 23-year-old, that you must save if you don't want to be a homeless person after your 60-year working career. Okay. And they work hard. And you're taught that you must save somewhere between 10 to 20% of what you earn every month or every week if you get weekly paychecks. And those kind, when you're working in a job, are WEAKLY checks. Ours are weekly paychecks, WEEKLY, and they're extra wealth building checks. Okay. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about instead of saving that paper or either in stocks, bonds, mutual funds, or whatever, you need to be truly diversified like all wealthy people are. You need to have assets and you need to collect them. You need to have gold and silver, God's money, sound money. And that's what you need to be collecting. You need to have your own IRA that you develop, and it's not it's your own retirement account. It's your real, true individual retirement account. Forget about those tax benefits that the government, because they own your retirement account. You don't. And if there's a 401k, it's the employer in the government that owns your retirement account. You don't. And they set the rules for it, not you and me. And they change the dadgum rules all the time. Believe me, I'm 77. I know. I've gone through all their changes, even with Social Security. Do y'all know that they promised us they wouldn't tax us on our Social Security? Liars, 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 liars on fire. So why not create your own IRA? The 7K way, my way, Bob Reid's way. Okay. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And you get it in two forms. Okay. So, yeah, I want you to save, but I want you to save real money. I don't want you to save fiat paper government money or man's money. I want you to save real bullion, real money, gold and silver. And I used to teach that every time you got your autosaver, which is part of your IRA in my terms, and you control it 100%. You make every decision for it today and 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, 40 years from now. It doesn't matter. You make all the decisions. And you've got every mechanism with your 7K membership, especially if you got a lifetime $5.99 legacy VIP member. You make every decision throughout the entire course of your wealth building and wealth accumulation, wealth preservation history with your 7K membership. Wow, that's pretty cool. And we teach you all the information you need so you can make informed decisions. You don't have to listen to somebody that's trying to make money off of you. That's what I call those wealth advisors. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor, but believe me, I know more about finances and investments and instruments than the vast majority of those so-called financial consultants that got their Series 6 or Series 7's license. I just don't have the license, but I could, but I don't want it. But I will teach you how to build wealth. That I can do. It's a matter if you want to do it or not. There are no guarantees, but all you have to do is look at history and facts and information. Then you can make informed decisions. And you don't have to have a finance degree. You don't have to have an accounting degree. You don't even have to understand. You only have to understand basic math. Okay. Addition, multiplication, and subtraction and percentage. That's it. And you'll learn that real good in managing your own wealth. Okay. If you're not good at it now. And they give you these things today. I do it mostly in my head, but you got those little things you can calculate and got them on your phone. Okay. So let's get with it. Okay. I used to teach that you buy a bullion coin or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever's economical or right along with your autosaver, so you don't pay extra shipping on your bullion, and buy what you can afford. Buy as many as you possibly can, 5, 10, and add it with your shipment and do it every month and collect that. Now you're building wealth. Now you're building your bullion wealth, and your collectible, you buy the engine for your business building and your ability to be in a 1099 home-based e-commerce gold and silver internet business. That's that engine. That's that autosaver we buy every month. Well, That's what I have taught for years, and many people have done that. I did it. And so I was buying bullion every month on a regular basis, just like they take those checks out of your paychecks and put it into that 401k or IRA for you, automatic withdrawals, because you won't have, if you get it in your hand, you're very reluctant about going and making that deposit. So that's why it's called an automatic withdrawal, to stick it in that retirement account for you. So you don't spend it, or it's a little bit more difficult to pull it. Well, the same with our autosaver. Now, it's in a form of real money, not paper. And the bullion is a form of real money. And you're less likely to kind of turn it in. You have a bit of hesitancy in doing it. So that means you're going to wealth build. That means you're going to prepare for the future. Well, what do we have in 7K? Well, now we have what is called sound money wallet. So we have a digital way to accumulate wealth, gold and silver. And we can even do it as little as $1 a day. Oh, yeah. You can buy gold at $1 a day. And it accumulates there. And you can sell it anytime, but we encourage you not to. So here's what I'm going to tell you that you need to be doing. And if you're not doing it, start it today. And it's more important for you to do it than ever, especially if you're already in retirement or you're approaching retirement, or you're just starting your working career off. So it's applicable for everyone. So let's give some numbers, okay? In your sound money. Now, that means you need to go create your account if you haven't done it, set it up, and then get yourself on a regular basis. But see, you've got to make a conscious decision to do this. It didn't take it out of your paycheck. So get into positive wealth building and wealth creation habits and wealth preservation habits and securing your financial wealth and accumulation habits. So I'm going to just suggest at a minimum, every one of you start by saving at least $100 in bullion every month through your sound money. Now, will that be hard on some of you that's living paycheck to paycheck because you're living above your means? Yes. So it means start living within your means. And this will help you do that. It'll help you discipline and do that. Now, I know everyone can afford to do this. You may not think you can, but the median income in America, in the USA in 2022 was $74,580. Now, that's not my information. That comes from the U.S. Census Bureau and Fred, the Federal Reserve Economic Data Department. Fred, F-R-E-D, if you want to look up, you can go to the computer and you can find these statistics and information just like I find them. Well, $74,580, that's about $6,215 a month. And saving $100 a month is nowhere near 10%. 10% of that is $621.50. And if you only save 10% of what you earn, your gross earning over your working career, you won't live the same lifestyle, believe me, that you lived during your working career. But if you don't save at least that, you will be a street person. Yeah, I said it point blank. You will be a street person. You won't have enough money to live. Now, 20% is what I've done. We struggled. in the beginning of our life to do 20%, but I knew that was necessary. But I didn't know about gold and silver. And so I went through the ups and the downs of all the stock market phases, and you can't get that back when you lose it. You got to build it all back up again. That's pretty hard. But guess what? You never go broke with gold and silver, God's money. Oh, powerful. So 20% of that is $1,243. That's what you should be saving every month for your retirement, you and your family. So learn how to discipline yourself to get there. Now, every financial advisor will tell you the same thing I just told you. Now, it's up to you if you're going to do it. But I say do it in most of it in gold and silver. Now, that's what I do. Now, what you do, that's your decision, not mine. But we have a vehicle now that I'm telling you, you start with $100 a month that you're buying gold and silver. Now, you can buy both. You can buy 50 of one, 50 of the other. You can buy whatever percentage of either one you want to buy. You make up that matter. It doesn't matter. Now, that'd be $1,200 a year you're accumulating in bullion in your sound money wallet, in your sound money account, in your vault, where you're vaulting it for free. For free. Everywhere else in the world, you're going to be paying fees for that. Now, that's a real benefit. Now, some people, well, I can buy it cheaper somewhere else. Every once in a while you can, but you got to understand you're getting free vaulting and free insurance. And that's better than FDIC insurance for your bank account money. And remember that bank in Iowa that went bank, a state bank, and everybody lost everything they had because it didn't have FDIC insurance on it. Oh, okay. So here you've got real money being stored for you free. That alone is worth the membership, the lifetime membership of 7K. So if you do that, you'll save $12,000 a year in bullion. Now, the price of bullion goes up and down. That price will fluctuate. So I'm not going to tell you how many ounces you're going to have, but we all know you're accumulating ounces, not dollars. Okay. And so after 5 years, you will have saved $6,000 worth if you're buying it on a regular basis, $100 a month. And if you're buying it in sound money, I'm going to tell you something else. And you duplicate this with the people you enroll, where they're doing the same thing. But now you're going to get 1% of their bullion purchases paid for you by deposits into your sound money. It's called a metal bonus. We've just added that to the program. So if your people are doing the same thing you are doing that you personally sponsored, after 5 years, you'll have a $600 equivalent metal bonus ounces added to your account. That's like drawing interest, isn't it? People helping people. It's a one another business. Now, after 10 years, just at $100 a month, you would have purchased $12,000 worth of bullion that's sitting there in your sound money wallet in that max vault in Idaho, tax-free, accumulating wealth by holding your purchasing value, and it's in ounces, it's not in dollars. And if your people have done the same thing, and you've got, let's say, 10 of them over time, and they're doing the same thing you're doing, you'll have an equivalent of $1,200 more ounces have been deposited into your account. That's pretty cool. And after 20 years, you'll have accumulated $24,000 worth of ounces. And so you can do it in today's numbers. Because if you made that kind of deposit right now, that's what you'd have, that amount of ounces. But what we're doing is we're doing a planned wealth accumulation process, and we're getting into very positive financial habits of securing our wealth, protecting our wealth, and and growing our wealth. Well, if you do $100 a week, which that's about $400 a month, which is still less than that 10% of that median income, because remember, 10% of the median income is $621.50 a month. So this is $400 a month in bullion. It's your individual IRA that has no tax consequences, because you're not going to be taxed on its gain in value. Whoa! It's just sitting there holding value, just like we all know in everything you've learned in 7K about gold and silver, and everything your people will learn as they do what you do. Okay? So after 5 years, you'll have accumulated $26,000 in ounces, not dollars, ounces. We don't know what that's going to be worth, but we know something about time value of paper versus assets, gold and silver assets. Now, we got a long history of that. There's no guarantee it's going to continue, but there's no guarantee it won't. History gives us some very good information to make decisions on. Okay. After 20 years, you'd have $104,000 worth of metal that you've accumulated in today's dollars. That's ounces, not dollars. Remember, you're going to have ounces because you're accumulating ounces. You're just paying the dollars at that particular time. If you're doing $100 a week, that's what I encourage everybody at a minimum to do. But if you have at least 10 people over this time period that you personally introduced to 7K, and they're doing the same thing you're doing over that same time period, you'd had an extra $10,400 of metals deposited into your account. That means your metals are earning you wealth. Now, what you earn in metals bonus is 1099 to you, okay, every year. But it's in smaller increments as it's done in a year's time. That's the beautiful thing about that, okay? Now, that is our secure. That's our insurance. That's our bullion accumulation. That's our bullion IRA. Now, let's talk about that other IRA that I talk about. That's buying your autosaver every month. Now, I'm going to do the $150 one, okay? I like easy math, okay? I'm not going to do the $115. And I encourage everybody to do the $150 one or the $179 one, which is effectively about $190 with shipping and that kind of stuff. That's a little gold coin. Okay. Now we're going to have more autosavers as time goes by. 7K will always have unique autosavers and sets of autosavers to replace the ones we've had in the past, as they've done in the past. And that will continue in the future. Okay. And sets are what become more valuable in collection. Not going to do the autosaver training. I've already got that separate thing. And if you're not familiar with it, you need to go listen to my autosaver training. Sure, you need to get educated by the company's education on collector training, but then you need to learn what I teach, because I've been doing it much longer than 7K's been doing it. And I've been in the marketplace. Now, it's their job to know more details and supply, all that kind of stuff. I just do it from the standpoint, I know what it's done for me. I know the players out there. I know all the products in the marketplace out there, just about. And I'm very familiar with the whole marketplace. And what I teach you is what you need to know, okay? Based on my experience and knowledge. And so let's do $150 a month. So if we're talking about $100 a week in bullion and $150 a month, now we're talking about $550 a month. Hey, that's still less than that 10% on the median income bracket in America. So if your gross wages are $74,580 or more a year, you should be doing this. Now, as we all know, $150, if we're in it, we got our 1099 tax benefits and our loyalty points and our commission point. We aren't really spending $150 net out of our pocket. But for wealth accumulation, and that's what I'm talking about, oh, you get the full effect of the $150. Okay. So $150 a month times 12 months is $1,800 a year. But you get that all back. Because you treat this as a 1099 home-based business, turning personal expenses into business expenses, and just listen to don't listen to me. I'm just telling you the net result of what the tax consultants tell us and the CPAs tell us. And I've got plenty of them to validate that in my trainings. And all you have to do is listen to it, and people listen to it. Okay. So you're actually building wealth on what you would have given Caesar in taxes. Instead, those taxes are accumulating wealth for you. Pretty deadgum powerful concept. Now, if you're not willing to do a couple of little minor things to meet the IRS tax code requirements of you trying to make an income, doing my job description, doing my wealth building success system, my system for success, not my system for building 7K, my system for success. That's a real 7 pieces of paper concept. And that's why you need to teach it to people. That's why they have to make that 2-year commitment to learn. You get to earn while you learn. You get all these great 1099 tax benefits in the process if you're doing the minimum things required by the IRS in the tax code to qualify for the deductions you need for a home-based business. Okay. So that's $1,800 a year. After 5 years, that's $9,000. After 10 years, that's $18,000. After 20 years, that's $26,000 you put in. But what does that mean? What does it mean to us? Well, let's look at all the people who's been in 7K. Like I've been in 7 years. We got a lot of people who've been in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years. People who have done my system can actually show you what it's done for them, but there's no guarantee it's going to work for you. So we have got to have all these disclaimers because there is no guarantee in anything. But we only know that you can't destroy gold and silver. We can guarantee that. You can't destroy it. I'm sorry. So you've got an intrinsic value no matter what, and it can never go to zero. So that's a pretty cool thing right there. So let's take a look at real examples to see and understand what I'm saying, because it's been a bunch of words and numbers I've thrown at you. And I didn't put them in charts. Because I want you to listen to this. I want the new people to listen to this. I want your prospects to listen to this. And I want you to write the numbers out yourself. It'd be much more meaningful for you. No, I've got them. And no, I'm not going to email them to you. And no, I'm not going to put them up. Because it's better if you do what I just said. Or you do it as a team and you go through and you learn how to build wealth once a week in your team meetings. Oh, I just gave you something fun to do. Okay. That's an IPA, by the way. That's an income producing activity that we're doing today. We're doing one on wealth accumulation and wealth building. Okay. Now, you'll go to your sound money, sound.money, and it explains everything. And that's one thing that I tell you, you got to learn. You got to go through your website. You got to understand it. And by the way, all the numbers that I gave you, up to 10 years, you get to store all those ounces for free. Almost. Because remember, I said it was 52,000 after 10 years if you're doing $100 a week. Man, just look at the savings that's there. So yeah, you might pay a little bit more for your incremental gold that you're buying, but you can't buy incremental gold and silver anywhere else in the world and store it for free. That's impossible. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. We're going to look at the account. Okay. We'll sign. Okay. We're going to sign in mine. One of mine. We have several. Now, great security because, uh-oh, I got a text here. I keep going off and on. Oh, Lord. I hope it isn't that way on a recording. I don't know why that's happening. But I'm going to put my code in here. There we go. Okay, we're in sound money. Okay. Now, right now, I think gold spot is about 2021, 22. It changes up and down. So we can do gold 1 ounce gold bars at just about $130 over spot. That's not that's pretty cool. That's pretty good, doggone great price. And you're not even buying it per ounce. You're putting in $100 a month, see? So you're getting a great deal because you can't buy gold bars at spot. And we've all learned that. Now the Eagle, if you're buying the gold Eagles, they're going to be, wow, you got to be kidding me. That can't be true. That's pretty low, but it is true. $2,261. That's a pretty dadgum good price for 1 ounce if you're just buying one. Okay. Because there's no shipping and handling and tax on this for you. Many places, many of y'all now in certain states and certain places, you buy it over the internet, they're going to charge you tax for it. Or you got to pay the tax at the end of your tax year to your state. Okay. Here, that's being stored. You bought it in Idaho, it's stored in Idaho. That's it. It's not an internet sale. Okay. Beautiful concept. Now, the Silver Eagle, okay. Now, yeah, you can get those as low as about $29 right now from certain companies, but you got to buy 500 or more, okay? But if you're buying just one and then having it shipped to you, you pay pretty close to that. But why not accumulate it, store it, and let it build wealth for you? See, this is how you handle that price objection. There's reasons for this stuff. We don't always have the lowest price here. But as time changes and our inventory figures in 7K changes, we'll be much more competitive like we used to be in our first 3 years of doing business. Just time heals all things, okay? And so we got COVID inventory production, all that kind. We're still, the whole marketplace is doing, except for the big companies that have huge turnover all the time. We don't have that much turnover right now in 7K, but we start doubling and tripling our membership. We're going to have lots of turnover. We have people doing what I teach. We're going to have even more turnover. Okay. So you got very competitive prices for storing it. Okay. Now, at any time, you're in control of this. Is what I want you to think of as you accumulating part of your retirement programs in a diversified asset part. And any good financial advisor would tell you need to be diversified. And if they all have gold and silver, don't you think you need to have some? And they all do. I don't care what they say, they all do. Okay. So that's just a very good, secure thing to have. Okay. So you can sell it at any time. Okay. You can just click on sell, and you click on sell, and look, they give you a extremely good competitive price. Now I can go and show you some, U.S. Gold Bureau. I can show you SD Bullion. I can show you JM Bullion. I can show you Kitco. We can look at these are better than their prices on buyback. And here, you don't have to pay the shipping, the insurance to get it there, the wait period, the validation period. I mean, this is all done for you. It's a click of a button. It's like a silver and gold bank account. Oh, it's not a bank account. It's a vault account. Okay. Yeah. So understand. Yeah. But it kind of, it functions like your online bank account or online crypto account, wallets and stuff. So that's why it's called a sound money wallet. Okay. So you're in total control of what you put in and what you take out and when you take it out. That's a great, great aspect. So go back to our dashboard. It keeps a record of all your transactions. So all you do is input and so you need to set up your bank so you can transfer money in. You can do it by ACH, or you can do it by wire transfer, or you can send a check in. Okay. And you can get your money there to buy your gold and silver in your sound money wallet. So I encourage everybody to make a weekly or monthly habit, but I like weekly habits better. And if you're getting a weekly paycheck from 7K, you should start a weekly habit where at least 10% of your paycheck is being deposited in your bullion and you're accumulating wealth. That's what I recommend. The more, the better, though. If you can get up to that 20%, like every financial advisor, everyone teaches everyone, if you really want a good retirement, that wouldn't be a bad idea to follow their advice on percentages. Okay. So that's our sound money wallet. And then we look at the next thing we look at is our collectible we're buying every month on autosaver. We're putting it on autosaver. And don't forget, it's not an expense to us out of our pocket. It's a wealth accumulation thing. And it is in our Stacknsell account. And if we got the $5.99, we got unlimited coins that we can put in there. We got unlimited coins that we can stack here, that we can keep our inventories, we can know what we have. And so we're going to look, at my stack. Okay. And it summarizes everything for you and I. When you do it, it'll do it for you as well. And I guess it's going to take some time for this to come up. I guess what I might need to do is log off a few things. I'm in Fred. I'm in a whole bunch of different accounts. So I'm gonna stop sharing and share back again. Maybe I can get into that. May be what. There we go. Okay. So we look at my stack now. I've been in for 7 years, so I've been buying coins more than just an autosaver a month, because 7 years is 84. Buying a coin every month for 7 years is 84 coins, right? No, 98 coins. Okay, 12 times 7, 98 coins. And so, of course, I bought more than 98 coins. Okay. So because I believe in the rare, unique coins, like the Roman series coins, like the Miles Standish, uh, very rare, unique, exclusive coin sets that we've been able to buy, and many other exclusive sets that we bought, or where we had a majority of these rare coins that would come out on Coin Drop. And so I bought 1,365 coins in my account that I've got registered. Of course, my wife has an account. We have from business account. So we got more vault accounts, like I just showed you in Sound Money, and we got more Stacknsell accounts. Okay. So here we are, 1,365 coins. I paid $206,072. But no, I've gotten commissions, so I've converted some of my commissions into, collectible coins. Great place to, I see the whole value being collecting, doing what the Wealth Strategies video says. I just do it. And you should too. And put it on autosaver. And then you'll look at other people's collections, what they've done. Will that same thing happen to you? There's no guarantee. But stories do help us make decisions of what we might want to do or not do. Well, right now, that current market value, and that's based on the actual average sales of these products in Stacknsell itself. And we got a marketplace that we can actually convert. We can sell our coins if we want, and we don't have to deal with the hassle. We can just click on them, put them up for sale. Somebody is willing to pay the price we want, we can accept it. We can then ship that coin in. We pay a 5% fee, and Stacknsell collects the money from the customer. We don't even know who the customer is. They collect the money. They guarantee the authenticity and quality and everything to that customer. They're the ones doing the guarantee. They validate it from they know what we have, and they just validate what we have in inventory is what we sent them, and then they ship it to the customer. Now that customer pays a fee too, and we pay a fee. But that's how Stacknsell operate. But we have an easy way, just point, click, and do, and that if we need to convert these coins to fiat cash for whatever reason, we can do it by point and click in just about. Okay. And we make all the decisions. We make the decision. If they want to pay us less and we want to accept it, then we make the decision of accepting that price and consummating a sale. Beautiful concept here. Everybody should have a $5.99 lifetime membership in 7K. Accumulate wealth, build wealth. And where could I have put $206,000 and over the last 7 years and have that be $246,591, or almost to 20%? Where could I have done that? I just asked. With no risk. And I have zero risk that it's going to go to zero. I have zero risk that it'll go to zero because I've got real gold and silver in these products. And so that's how we build wealth, accumulate wealth, secure what wealth we have by being fully diversified in assets. So we have diversification in our gold and silver even. So we're not all in bullion. We're not all in collectibles. That's pretty cool. Now, as we end this IPA, this wealth accumulation, wealth building IPA, then the main thing is to make sure you are introducing my success system. Anything we do in life, we got to learn. But if they're not going to make a commitment to learn, if they're not really going to learn, they're just a member. They're just dabbling. You need committed members on your left team and right team that you personally sponsor. You need to find at least one on your left and one on your right that will do this with you like this and make that commitment. So you got to read this together with them, get agreement, and then you got to say, this is what we've got to do for that first 2 years. In actuality, you're going to do it for the next 3 to 5 years after you learn and earn period of time for the learning the skills, attitudes, and techniques it takes. And you just get better and better and better at them. And it's okay to fail a lot. And so you're going to put at least 5 to 10 hours in. You need that commitment for 2 years. What are the main things you're going to be doing? Well, these things right here. This is just part of that. But you're going to be contacting 5 people a day out of everybody you know or have ever known in your life, or meeting. But this should never take you longer than 30 minutes. You're doing it wrong. You're just piquing interest. And we teach you how. You just got to learn how. Okay. And then you got to do it our way, not your way. Okay. Actually, you got to do it my way, not your way. Okay. And so you will do this now 5 out of 7 days a week. I didn't ask you to do it all 7 days. Okay. I want you to honor God's day. So you're going to watch one of my videos once a day, 5 days out of a week for the next 2 years. And I got them all in stock for you. They're right there in your team band app. If you're in my group, my private team, I've already grouped you in your teams. And you can get your members that you bring in to be part of it, because it's all private. Okay. So you watch one of my videos for 2 years. That's your learning. Now, of course, you're going to watch in your own boarding, you're going to watch all the company videos too, but that's all part of it. I just want you to watch a video a day. But if you want to build and learn to build an income, build a team, you've got to be watching my video. Okay. Now, you will attend a meeting once a week, at least one meeting. That's kind of what I refer to. And some of the things you can talk about is this IPA. But it's also where you can introduce the opportunity of 7K to other people, and you do it together as a team. That's pretty cool. And if you don't, then you're training and working on how-tos instead of complaining. No complaining at these meetings. These are meetings to how to solve, how to do, how to make things better, how to grow. That's what these meetings are about. Okay. And it's better if you attend your corporate call or watch it on a recording. So that's the company effect. So you got to, in other words, be plugged in. Okay. Kind of like going to Sunday school, kind of like going to Bible study. If you don't go, you're gonna get real stale. You got, it's kind of like in your job or you got to have continuing education. Well, that's what this is. But it's people oriented, because we're a team. We're one another business, and you got to build your list. And I teach you how to do that. And then you have a plan for how to build a business and why it makes sense the way we build it. And we give you a plan. We explain it. Then you understand the fact of duplication and exponential expansion, be it 12 days, 12 weeks, 12 months, 12 years. That's your whole concept, is you want to end up with at least 25 people on your left team, 25 people somewhere on your right team that's buying that autosaver every month at 20 points times 25. That's 500 points a month coming up. Could you use an extra $500 a month in the next 3, 4, 5, 10 years, or to retire with it? Well, this is a way to do it. And this is the best of the best of a 21st century member direct marketing company, where the average person can make above average checks like never before in this space of network marketing. And no, we're not a multi-level marketing company. We are a member direct marketing company. We have a left team and right team sales volume approach. Okay. Now, you will have to work on your attitude, because remember I said that meeting is no complaining. It's how to solve, how to work, how to build, how to grow. And over this 2-year period, you will develop these beliefs. You'll believe in this profession and this space of networking and its success that's created for so many people like you. And you can do it too. It's not the people at the top make all the money. And I'm a perfect example. I have people in my group who make more money than me in a shorter period of time. And I had the benefit of helping them, teach them how to do it. That's pretty cool. Okay. But you'll believe in this profession just like I do, just like your other team members, just like the other leaders in 7K. And you'll believe in my business building system if you employ it and use it. And that's the building system. That's my 1, 2, 3 step system, which is separate from the success system. Okay. And you will then come to learn to believe in the fact that you can do it too. And when you get these 3 beliefs internalized in you, that's your mindset. There's nothing will stop you at being successful. Now, success is different for different people. We have some people that's never made a 6-figure income in their life. And, after 4, 5, 7 years, they're at a bronze level full pay. But that's a 6-figure income level. Hey, and they're happy. They're not trying real hard to get to that next pay level, even though they may have the volume, because they've never experienced a lifestyle like that. Well, that's pretty cool. But you know what? They can get very motivated in the future, and then they can help other people, bring new people in, and jump up to that next level, can't they? That's right. And that's what we're all about, is doing a business where people are helping people. And since, I did talk about income, I did use, I'm no guarantees of income, but I did talk about, we always like to end our presentation or discussion where we talk about money or income, that to refer you to the 7K public income disclosure. Compare it with other companies. Be part of what this is. Just look at it. And the statistics are all there for you to look at, for you to ask questions about. We're happy to entertain questions. But look at the highs that people are actually making in this company. And then look at the averages and the medians, just like I told you about the median income tax bracket in America. Well, that means new goals, when they attain that, they're going to make a full goal salary. They got to build that network. They got to keep helping build that network. But this is real. I hope this information was useful to you. And I implore you to start securing your wealth. Start doing either the $100 a month or the $100 a week and buying your bullion. And I will tell a couple of other things. And because, our bullion prices, even in 7K, are coming down. I've made several purchases in the last couple of months from 7K for bullion. You got to be looking at your website. Remember, that's an IPA. You look at your website every day. And if you're looking to buy bullion, before you buy bullion, you should always check your 7K account. Now, I am going to show you another thing that I just posted on the Band app. today. You know what? I can't show it to you. I just closed the band app because it was taking up so much space. But what I'll do is we'll look here. We'll go to 7K. I'll just show it to you immediate, right up front. Go to products, okay? And when you go to products, you'll go to non-collectibles, and you'll go to this 10-ounce gold bar. Now, that's a renowned Swiss gold bar. It's 4.9 purity. Now, many of you might not be able to, but you might have people who are looking. Well, this is the lowest price in the industry. I can guarantee you. I looked at every company that is a valid company. And the next lowest price, 7K's price, is $575 more. Oh, I bought that. Uh-oh. Looks like I already told too many people. They just sold out. This morning, before I posted that in our team band app, that was not sold out. Okay. It just sold out. Okay. But see, you've got to be looking for value instead of just complaining what you're thinking. Well, prices, anybody can complain. Find value in what you have. That's an attitude that we need to have. And that's why I have attitude is something we have to work on each and every day. I'm sorry it was sold out. I posted it before the training. I wanted to, and that was kind of a test. And it looks like people are picking up on what I put out there. Okay. And people recognize value. And that's what we have in 7K. And I hope each and every one of you see what we see. And I hope your friends, relatives, neighbors, and the fact of people buying gold and silver. I just posted that the day or two ago about Costco, and I hope you read the article. By the way, I want to tell you, I tried. I've been a long-term member of Costco, one of the first in this city, and I was waiting for them to open up in the Baton Rouge area. And I made lots of commissions by referring members and taking them in to become Costco because they paid a referral fee when you brought in a new member, and they got some extra discounts, and you got a big fat $40 when they got the executive membership like you have. That's pretty cool. And I showed people how their membership is free. Okay, just by being a member and buying few things, buying gas at Costco, which is the highest quality and best quality gasoline in the marketplace and the lowest price anywhere around Costco because they guarantee they have the lowest price. Okay. So I've tried. Every time they get those 1-ounce bullion bars in, which is a very good price, very comparable to what 7K's prices were at that particular time. And I wanted to just get them to say I bought them at Costco and have them as a sample. They've been sold out every time. And then, by the way, they limit you to 2. So that's all you can buy per member. Okay. So it's not like you can buy like us. We can buy all we want. No. But if Costco's selling it at Christmas time, we can too. And by the way, you had to be a member, and they sold a lot of memberships of people who just wanted to buy gold and silver bars. Isn't that amazing? So we can do the same thing. Let's find out how and can do instead of finding excuses. Thank you. Man, let's blow this thing out of the water in 2024, but let's not forget to share it with our friends and family during the holiday season because we have a lot of time and interaction with them. Some of the best times in the world to really kind of sit back, relax, and talk about gold and silver and why it's important to have some and why it's important to do it the 7K way instead of the old staid ways of the past that most people got taken advantage of. Thank you. Appreciate it. See if I can find out how to stop this recording now. Always have those problems, don't I? I still can't. Oh, there it is. Way up there now.